Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, mothers, fathers, daughters, sons, brothers and sisters. Welcome to another season of the Virtual Touring Car Cup here at the VTCC. My name is Chris Buxton and I'll be your commentator throughout this evening's race and for the season to come. We know the cars, but we have some wonderful changes in the driver lineup, which I'm very much looking forward to talking through with you. Let's get rid of the holding screen. New overlay, as you can see. But before we go through the drivers, they're in a practice session at the moment, so there's no immediate rush. Let's have a look at how the format's going to go for this season. Previous viewers of previous seasons will be familiar with what's going on, but we'll run through it nonetheless. Now, we have a lot of people streaming their versions of events, and those are the links you can see. There's been a few changes for who's in Pro and who's in Am. Again, 2 lobbies this time around. You are watching the Pro lobby on this particular stream. McRae Williams on his Twitch channel is streaming the Am side of things. And here is the links for the driver's eye view from those that are streaming their side. Right, the format is the same as it was last time around. So as you can see in the bottom of the screen, that's how the event structure is going to go. So we're going to be going into qualifying once this practice session is done. Hopefully Toby Owen, who is the Commander-in-Chief, will be just dropping in to the commentary box for a brief moment to see how things are looking. Well, he's actually coming out to track, so he may not be doing that this time around. But full 26 car lobby for this opening round here at Snetterton. We're using the 200 layouts, so not quite the full beans. But it's going to be an amazing race nonetheless. I have no doubt of that. Okie dokie. I'm just sorting out my own windows as I usually am. Hello, Sean Norton. Good to see you in the chat. Hello, Sue Walker, long-time supporter of my work. Glad to see you as well. Good, sir. Right. Let's have a quick look at who we have got in the lobby at the moment. Alex Jameson, the conqueror of the VTCC, he returns to his trusty BMW. Also, the liveries are very, very much overhauled. As you see, a wonderful BMW decked out in the number 3 livery with that, emblazoned with the South African flag. I'll give you a guess as to why. The second South African we have in the lobby, Brendan Van Heeden, is with us once again. He's in the Renault. Can't really see his livery from there. Jerke Sterber, we're glad to see the Czech Republic drifting. He's a rallycross driver in his career, so glad to see Jerke back with us. Herr Moll, David Moll, otherwise known as Akchik, is also with us. He's gone for the Renault this time around, and it has been blindingly quick. A lot of people have really upped their pace from last season, which is lovely to see. Mazda Ron is Aaron Large. He's gone for the banana split liveried BMW again, as I called it last time around, although with the blue, very literal blue, on the top as he's coming into Brundle and Nelson. Such an awkward set of corners to get right. Jason Powell returns to us. Didn't see a lot of Jason last time around, but hopefully you see more of him in his lovely grey and orange Renault liveried Renault there. It is Renault versus BMWs this time. We don't have any Mercedes or Opels in this lobby. The AM lobbies do have a bit more of the Mercs and the Opels, but in this lobby we are very much it's about 2/3 Renault, 1/3 BMW. Chris Callahan is with his wonderful pink accented Renault there. It's a great colour scheme. Whoa, that's one way of taking that corner, sir. 100%. Oh, that is Finley Swarbrick, who is one of our AM promotees. Now, William Carlson is a very late sign-up. Only this weekend did William actually sign up. He's actually he should be in one of our default liveries there. Again, can't quite see from that camera angle. Stu Neal joins the ranks, as you can see, very similar livery to Alex Jameson. He's going very slowly because the practice session has ended, so that's why they're crawling around at the moment. And Gaz Cooper has obviously upset the timing beam somewhere. Lewis Kent the British TC champion, no less, is in the lobby again. A bit of a late sign-up. So Lewis Kent, anyone that is a touring car fan, the UK TC champion, is with us, unbelievably. So it's great to see him on board. And already Alex Jameson doing Jameson things and setting the benchmark with the only man in the 11s. I was in one of the practice sessions earlier this week, and I couldn't get anywhere close to that kind of time. Also, another key change you can quite clearly see in the middle of that scoreboard was the banners. We've moved away from using just the image of the car. We have those banners are unique to each individual driver. And now I've started going through the list, and we now need to go through it all again. Now, Mr. Gillone was not due to be with us tonight, but I'm very glad to see that he is. He's taken part in 12 hours of Bathurst this weekend, along with 2 other drivers I believe are also in this lobby, or due to be. They may not be with us, but we will see when we go through the list. Andy Gillone, the runner-up to Mr. Jameson, and they are in the same team, Ambition Racing. So it is Gillone, Stu Neal, and Jameson in that squad. Josh Quincy joined us last season and has been absolutely stormy. He was with us in the vintage F1 season we ran in between season 2 and 3. Whoops, a little bit heavy-footed coming out of Montreal. It keeps the BMW on the straight and narrow. Quintin Chauvetot. Very much looking forward to seeing how Quintin does. Oh, that's a fine-looking car. One of the full send crew, as you can see, in the 96 car. There's William Carlson. Now, we should see he's gone with the green. There's a range of default liveries, so they're 00. Oh, he's had an argument with something very solid already. There's Mr. Gillone starting his first time lap. There is Mr. Jameson. You'll see the liveries are very similar between those two. Andrew Whitehead. Glad to see Andrew with us again for the boosted motorsport squad. Roy Grassi was glad to see him back with us as well. His car was mainly red last time, very similar to the Cooper livery. He's gone for that sort of minty green flash on the car. Kiki Mack is that is his name. That's he's one of the Celtic Bromance squad, hence the Welsh and Irish mixture in the livery there. He's forgotten to change his name. T-Rip. His name will come to me later on. I've got it here. It is... Who is it? Brian Rees. Yes, indeed. In the 420 car. Also a part of the Celtic Bromance squad. I will probably forget his name later on. There's Chris Callahan. Glad to see him with us as we start to see some times on the board. And Gillone in the 11s as well with an 11.8 on the board. There's Lewis Kent. Very interesting to see how well he does. Now Lewis has gone for one of the Cooper Motorsport liveries. Well, that is a livery that's actually decked out for him, because you can see his name on the back of the car. He's under the Cooper Motorsport. Yes, it's because he knows Gary Cooper personally. That's why. Who else have we got? Ryan Rees, we've already looked at you. Mark Werrell. Now, this is a particular bonus for me, because Mark Werrell is a professional motorsports commentator, and it is this man that is responsible for getting me into the real-life commentary box for the Classic Sports Car Club later this year. Was going to be this weekend, unfortunately, but with COVID rules, the unfortunate bit was it couldn't happen because of the COVID rules not relaxing in time. It's wonderful to see Mark taking part in this series. He's driven for Squadra di Corsa Veloce. He's also a property investor. In the esports world, he started with Jeff Crammond's Grand Prix game in the early 90s. I remember it well. Remember it very, very well. It has been gaming on consoles on and off ever since. In real-life racing terms, he's spent 8 years in Formula TKM karting. During the 90s, occasional outing in the C1 24-hour and Enduro car series since 2018. So, yes. So, if I commentator curse Mark Werrell, he will have an absolute field day with me when we do get to work together. Sadly, at the moment, I won't be working with Mark with the 2 bookings I've got for the Classic Sports Car Club, but anything can change. That is a constantly changing minefield, as Mark will attest to. Let's have a quick look down the list. I know we haven't gone through everybody just yet, but we will do. Now that the times are rolling in, it's just easy to do it. Look how busy it is. 26 drivers around Snetterton, especially the 200 layer. Look at that! Someone's just jumped out of the pit. Looks like Roy Grassi jumped out of the pit. Alex Jameson getting a big old toe from one of the Celtic Bromley. Who's he getting a toe from? I can't. Oh, it's Matt Webb, I think. Can't quite see who his name was on the back of the car. But that's given Alex Jameson 11.2. Inhumanely fast driver, Alex Jameson. Master Ron. Wow, Aaron Large has found some pace. I mean, he was no slouch before, but that's a storming pace we're seeing from Aaron Large in the BMW. Still with 11.7, second on the grid at the moment. There's Andy Gillow with, I think that's Roy Grassi's car right ahead of him. And he's pulling over, he's letting, I couldn't quite see who that was he's let through. David Moll up in fourth, the lead Renault at the moment, coming over the line in the 33 car. Does he improve? Also into the 11s, 1:11.879. Wow, 600ths of a second behind Gillow. Also, I mean, he was horrendously quick beforehand as he flies off the road of riches, but he has definitely found some pace from last season. There is Roy Grassi in the minty accented Renault. Currently in 5th position with a 12.001. Toby Owen are the organiser and founder of the VTCC, or VRCC, beg your pardon. We did start with the VTCC. That was the opening series of the Virtual Racing Car Club. And he's the man responsible for it. 1:12.1, that is a storming time as well. Gary Cooper, glad to see Gary back with us again. Now, his guy's in amongst there somewhere. It's, well, you can't actually tell which one it is still. It's that one. We saw Lewis Kemp with the same colours, of course, being the Cooper Motorsport. Very brawn flavoured. Currently in 8th with a 12.1. There's William Carlson in the default livery car. Not bad, getting in and getting straight on with it, although he, as we noted earlier, has had a bit of an argument with something pretty solid. There's Quintin, now back out on track, 1:12.339, sees him in 10th position. Another one of the full send squad. There is Lewis Kent, our touring car champion. Currently in 11th position with a 12.352. Same time to the thousandths of a second, indeed, is Jirka Sturber, the run-across driver from the Czech Republic. Over the line for Jirka. Does he improve? He does, up to 9th position with a 12.261. Very, 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 very close times in the pro lobby this time around. That looks like Mr. Gillone ahead of Jason Powell. Jason was monstrously quick, but a little inconsistent last time we saw him, particularly in the first season. I can't quite remember if he was with us an awful lot in the second one. I don't think he was. Matt Webb, good to see Matt with us as well. Again, a very, on his day, very, very, very quick driver. Currently 14th at 12.661, just 9 thousandths ahead of Jay Daniels. Jay's gone for the Beamer this time. He's changed his allegiance. He's chasing that Stu Neal. He's chasing one of the Ambition squad, track and beyond. I'm not sure that. I'm hoping that's not a prophecy. He's usually staying on the track is preferable. There's Chris Callahan, as we saw earlier, just about to come over the line. Does he improve? 1:12.723. Sees him in 18th position. My goodness, so close. There's Ryan Reese. I'm a little surprised, actually, Ryan's there. Ryan, it tends to blitz. Anything was there as we're seeing a few movements. We have the Scuzzle. It's Nick Bailey. He wasn't with us last season. Really glad to see Nick back with us. Goodness me, he's scrapping for position. Oh, wow, that's a big moment there for one of the Cooper boys. My goodness, I'm not quite sure which one of the Coopers just flew off the road there. Brendan has got a time on the board of 1:11.880, 1,000ths of a second behind David Moll. Good to see that. Where did we get to? Kiki Mack. We saw him earlier. Our AM champion from last time around. So he's been promoted to the pro lobby. Colin Dunn. Little bit unlucky sometimes. Colin had some connection problems, if I recall, last time out, but he's in a very bright green. Wow, that's you'll notice that car coming. One of the track and beyond guys. There is Mark. We mentioned Mark Worrell earlier. 1:13.0 for Mark at the moment. JP McKinley, the third of the Celtic Bromance squad. He was the one that kept Kiki Mack honest all season long. It was those two that tended to run off into the distance, currently in 24th position with a 13 flat. I mean, in fairness, if he found half a second, he'd be 15th. So that's how close it is, as Andrew Whitehead just coming back into the pit. And there is Finley Swarbrick. Oh, that's a big moment for one of the Ambition BMWs, and Finley's gone and followed him. Finley Swarbrick, otherwise known as Doodle Pleb, in the same squad as Toby Owen. Good to see him on the field. So it is Jameson from Large, from Gillone, from Mol, from Van Heeden. At the moment, once again, our South African contingent proving very, very hot property. So it is BMW's leading the way, and David Mol being the top, representing Renault. 4.5 minutes to go, and still plenty of times to come on the board. Only, 2 seconds. It's the top 24. So it's absolutely, it's incredibly close. Jameson, as always, just seems to have an incredible amount of time in his pocket, as Josh Quincy is coming back out on track. Matt Webb and Jay Daniels in the pits as well. William Carson, where are you? He's coming down the start-finish straight, being chased home. What can the X04 car do? And that's starting a fresh lap. Where is Alex Jameson pulling over by the look? Let's follow Aaron Large around on a hot lap, coming into Riches. Chuck the car in and plant the throttle, hope that it sticks, which it does. Up towards Montreal. Now on the brakes, down through the gears. Oh, he's gone a tad deep into there, but the car is just about behaving itself right over the curb for the Bentley Straight. A wonderful slipstreaming opportunity along here, and then it is a very difficult braking zone for Brundle and for Nelson. This chicane coming up here as Jameson returns to the pits. Now Aaron going for a very early break there as one of the Ambition BMWs is off the road. Through the bomb hole and down towards Coram. Into the long right-hander. No one ahead of Aaron to disrupt him. Again, a very tricky braking zone for Murray's. His final turn. The tail getting very lively, but he's caught it. Oh, now, did he lose a bit of time? Did he lose too much time at Montreal? We will see as Aaron Large now comes over the line. Does he improve? 1:11.726 is best. He did not improve on that occasion, but pressing on nonetheless in the treble one banana split flavoured car. Gillone in third is chasing him indeed. They're both sharing the same bit of track. Gillone currently on the second row of the field. My goodness. Giving that one plenty of beans. I have raced against and commentated on Andrew Gillone for a number of years. I've been beaten in pretty much any car track combination you can think of by that man. Again, looking forward to that. I know I keep coming back to the gaps between them, but it's so close. David Mol heading towards the line again with one of the Celtic Bromance Renaults ahead of him. What can the 33 car do? Can he improve? 1:11.879. 1,000s ahead of Brendan Van Heeden. Where is Brendan? He is on the Bentley Straight. So we're not using the plant in the middle of Snetterton. So Palmer, Agostini, Hamilton and Oggies has been bypassed in this particular layout. I hope to be at Snetterton in August for the Classic Sports South Lab, as previously mentioned. Steady, Brendan. He does keep it on the road, though. Can't quite tell who that is ahead of him. I can't tell who that is, as Jameson has returned to the pits again. He cannot improve on his already inhumanely fast 1:11.2. That's one of the Cooper boys ahead of Brendan. Oh, that's a big improvement. Mark Werrell up to 13th position. That's not Mark. That's Mark Werrell up into 13th at 1:12.2. He was in the 13s last night, so he found 8 tenths per second. That's propelled him right into the heart of the midfield and only a couple of hundreds off of Carson and Jurkis Sturber. Now then, did Brendan improve. No, he did not. He remained where he was. Toby Owen still in 6th position. He's pulled over and he's returned to the pits. His day is done. He cannot improve from 6th position. 1:11.980. Who's still out there? Gary Cooper still going. 15 seconds until the checkered flag falls. There's Roy Grassi just coming through the shot. Plenty of sideways action from Gary Cooper. He's gone too wide. And that is going to be the end of that one. David Marl has returned to the pits. He can't improve on already impressive 1:11.879. And the checkered flag has fallen. Gary's still going though. Such an awkward braking zone for Murray's as you're trying to turn, slow the car down, and then you suddenly just chuck it in to the left-hand side. Hello, Jack. Welcome aboard. Glad to have you along. Jack Werrell, the son of Mark, in the chat. So glad to have him along. Aaron Large on the back straight, still trying to find some time. Brendan is done. Nick Bailey, where are you? You are coming through Coram into Murray's. What can you do with a whole stream of cars behind you? Keep it on the road. That's going to be enough to have invalidated his lap, I'd have thought. That's someone coming into the pits. Possibly Jay Daniels, not entirely sure. Over the line for the Scuzzle. No improvement for Nick Bailey. Mark is done. He's under air control. Stu Neal's car is very done. Damage is on, so the damage is on, but it does get repaired in the pits. But visually, it doesn't. Kiki Mack is done. Who's still going? Oh, I suspect it was Andrew Whitehead that was still going. As we have an advert for Webby's Garage there. So it's Alex Jameson, unsurprisingly, on the front row, but it's Aaron Large that joins him. Very nice. Then it's Andrew Gillen and David Moll, row 2. Brendan Van Heeden and Toby Owen take on row 3. Roy Grassi and Gary Cooper, row 4. Nick Bailey, Jason Powell, row 5. Jurka Sturber and William Carlson, row 6. Mark Werrell and Lewis Kent. Oh, what a pairing that is. On row 7. Quentin Jovito and Stu Neal in row 8. Josh Quincy and Matt Webb, row 9. Chris Callahan and Jay Daniels in row 10. Ryan Reese and Kiki Mack, row 11. And that is JP McKinley. Wow, JP McKinley. My goodness me, one of the AM season dominators on the final row, along with Finley Swarbrick. Oh, welcome, Go Bobby. So glad to have you along. Your support of the series is always very welcome. Your logos emblazoned across all the liveries. Welcome one and all to the chat. Glad to have you along, whether you're watching live or watching post-event. You are always welcome. So this is race number 1, 15 minutes race, and then race number 2 we are going into random grid, which always throws up some interesting moments. And then we have another qualifying session for race number 3, and then we do this all over again. But there is rain in the event somewhere. That's all I know, I'm afraid. Looking skywards right now, you won't see anything, because I have a funny feeling it is for race 3. Right. So then, for those unfamiliar with how this works, so this 2 minutes before the lights go out, is for a chance for everybody to ready up, grab a drink, do whatever it is they need to do. Under normal circumstances, you could change or tweak your setup for whatever race you're about to do. In this series, it is fixed setups, either the loose or stable setup, so everybody is on a level pegging as much as possible. No one has ever told Alex Jameson that. He will, or by previous form, will run off into the distance. Everyone is ready. It is time for the first race of the season. It is time to wind him up and let them go. Oh, that's not a good start for Jameson. That's a cracking start from Gillone and from Large. Jameson's can't defend from everybody. So we're now going to go 3 wide, coming down into Riches. Who is going to win out on this one? Jameson still leads. Gillone is actually up into 2nd position ahead of Aaron Large. And Aaron's down to 4th. He could well lose another one as David Mullers. Oh no, big impact there. Oh no, that was Brent Van Heeden. He's round. That's a huge impact. Massive problem there. Jameson's 4th and 3rd and 1st. Someone's airborne. That's Stu Neal that's airborne. That's Andrew Gillen, the stationary in the middle of the chicane. Oh my goodness me, that is an absolute disaster. But David Mull has sprinted through into the lead. There is Aaron Large trying to do his best in 2nd position, but he's going to lose that one to Gary Cooper. Here comes Jason Powell as well in the grey and orange car. On the outside, coming through Nelson. My word, what an absolutely chaotic start. Toby Owen, there he is, up into 4th place, side by side. That is Jakob Sturber and Jason Powell coming through the bomb hole and now into Coram. My word, that is absolutely crazy. Woo, way, that's, well, that's just about catching my breath, and already a penalty on the board for David Mole. That's why his number is accented in red. I just realised I should have been recording from the beginning, so I need to do that one. So that's a 32-second. That's a jump start. Oh no, for David Mole. Again, apologies for the stuttering. There's nothing I can do about that, I'm afraid. It's not entirely my side that's causing that, but lots of braking, lots of braking, of course, is coming into the Montreal hairpin. Well, that is not quite what I expected to see on the opening rounds. Jameson all the way down. Well, he was down into 15th. Where is he now? Stu Neal was whistle airborne at one point. I think Jameson is out. We've lost one from the race. Oh no, that's Gary Cooper around. Oh, huge impact there. Oh no, it's Toby Owen that's been obliterated as well. 2 of the Cooper Motorsport cars have been caught up in that one. Oh my goodness, I cannot look away for a second. Oh my goodness, and now Aaron Large that leads the way. Jason Powell in 2nd, Jakob Sturber in 3rd place. Nick Bailey 4th, Roy Grassi in 5th place, and there's David Mole, our former leader, now down into 6th position. Right behind him is Ryan Rees, followed by Jameson. So Jameson is still in the race, but no doubt with damage to the BMW. Mark Werrell has kept his nose out of trouble, I think, broadly, and is now in 9th place. Can't see any obvious damage to Mark's car, so he does look like he's avoided the early chaos. William Carlson, 10th. Chris Callahan, 11th, as Gary Cooper that has gone back to the pits. Oh, that's a big moment there. I think it was Mark Werrell. Yeah, Mark Werrell was involved in that incident. Didn't quite see how that started, but that's William Carlson that's falling now through the field. Goodness me! Now right behind Mark Werrell was the man alongside him on the grid is Lewis Cannon. Here comes Jameson with an almighty great slipstream along the Bentley straight. He's going to try and nail the pair of them, but Mark's gone wide and gone for a big spin, and amazingly didn't hit anyone. A lovely pirouette there, Mark, and that's caused a big bunch behind you. Geeky Mac, Colin Dunn, Carlson, Webb, Swarbrick. My word, there's all kinds of craziness right behind. We look at on board with Stu Neal, you'll see all the craziness going on. That is 12th. Mark Werrell down to Stu Neal in 23rd, and small locking up going on there. Still side by side coming out of Murray's. Goodness me. It's difficult to keep up with everybody. Oh, here comes Aaron Lard, now under pressure from Jason Powell. BMW versus Renault. Powell had the inside line. Mazeron gave it, which it's Aaron Lard's nickname. Oh no, that's Jason Powell has gone off. There's an opportunity for Jakob Sturber. 3 wide coming down the Bentley straight, and Jakob's just nosing into the lead in the 20 car. My goodness me, the lead is changing hands. No one wants to hang on to it. Aaron now on the inside line coming into Brundle. Who's going to win out on this one? Powell's kept his foot in it and managed to hold on to 2nd place. Oh, that was Nick Brady that was getting a little bit squiggly. Oh no, he's facing the wrong way as well. Now that's David Mole that's crept back up into 5th place. There's Jameson now back up into 7th. Gillone right behind him. Lewis Kent now into 9th. Mark Werrell 10th. Being chased by Kiki Mack and Colin Dunn. Whoops, as Colin goes a little bit wide. It's impossible for me to know where to look. On board then with the top 3. Sturber leads Powell, leads Aaron Large. Oh, that's deep for Jakob Sturber. That's really deep. He can't resist doing the rally crossing that he does as his profession. Down through the gears. So that's now Jason Powell in the lead. Coming on to the Bentley straight. There's Roy Grassi looking to try and capitalise. 9.5 minutes ago. Again, apologies for the stuttering in the game. I don't know what causes it. There's Callahan behind David Mole. As a reminder, David Mole is carrying that jump start penalty at a minute. It's now a minute's worth of penalties, so something is. I suspect that will be looked at post-event. But Yerka has actually got a second penalty. Oh, Callahan's car getting very quickly coming through Brundle and Nelson. Right behind Gillo, now ahead of Jameson. Now I suspect that Jameson, with that with that first lap incident, has got damage to the BMW. The Andrew Gillo now up into 7th place. Toby Owen, oh no, Toby in the pit. A pit stop is not mandatory in these races. Oh, Roy Grassi now on alongside and they're now ahead of Aaron Lard. So Aaron did not get a good run on the exit of Murray's. And side by side, Jürgen Sterber and Jason Powell again for the lead of the race. On board with Aaron Lard once again is now a Renault 123. Powell leads Sterber, leads Grassi, leads Large. Hello, Damien Hurst, also from the VTCC. Glad to have you with us. Welcome along, good sir. Look at the pack behind Chris Callahan. Well, actually, David Moll's not too far down the road, but behind Callahan, you've got Gillone, Jameson, Lewis Kent, Mark Werrell, Kiki Mack, and Colin Dunn riding on board. Well, Colin's a little bit too far back, so we jump on board with Mark Werrell. That's the view from his car. Lewis Kent, the UK TC champion, right ahead of him. Oh, that's Jameson getting very, very out of shape. Oh, and Mark couldn't slow that one down enough. Nudges the back of Lewis Kent. That wouldn't have caused too much damage to either car, I wouldn't have thought. I mean, these are touring cars. They're built for a little bit of argy-bargy, let's be honest. And then you got another pack behind Matt Webb. Actually, behind Josh Quincy, beg your pardon. Which is 13th down to 18th. The exclamation mark on the tower indicating who's close to who. It's all a lot of commentators, I'm sure, would love in the field. That's the view from Stu Neal in 18th position behind his almighty great train. Whew, my word, just about now settling down into a rhythm. But still some great clumps of cars very close together. That's the view from Grassi. He's sizing up Jürgen Sterber now again. As you can see, the red mark on the position number indicates a penalty for that driver. Jürgen has a second's worth of penalty, or did last time we looked. Jürgen Sterber utilising his experience as a rallycross driver. We did do a short Rallycross Lights Championship in the off-season between Season 2 and 3, which Jürgen was part of and won quite comprehensively. Which probably no one has. Let's just check the penalties again. 1 second for Jürgen, a minute for David Moll. I wouldn't be surprised if that gets... I mean, you don't often get a 30-second slam dunk penalty unless you jump the start, which I suspect he did, because he did have that 30-second penalty. He may well challenge that in the stewards. There are, there is stewarding that goes on post-race, of which I am part of. So, he can argue that the time penalty shouldn't have been applied. We will evaluate that if he chooses to raise it. But on board with Andrew Gillo in 7th position, he chases David Moll and Chris Callahan. Oh, Chris didn't get a good run on the exit of that chicane leading onto the Bentley Straight, and that should be an easy move for Andy Gillo in the 55 BMW on the inside and through into 6th position. Stuttering is very annoying, and I'm afraid I don't know what causes it. Oh, we're going on board with Roy Grassi again. That's Powell and Sterber side by side for the lead. Oh, Sterber, he's getting a bit on the dirt there. He's determined to get that car sideways. But Jason Powell is really absorbing the pressure very, very well. That trio of Renaults is breaking away from Aaron Large, who's holding station in 4th position. Down towards Riches once again, side by side. Jason Powell and Jürgen Sterber. Roy Grassi trying to get involved in the action. Oh, and Jürgen forced a little bit wide. Here comes Grassi. Can he do anything about it? Jürgen goes to the inside line coming into Montreal, but no. Jason Powell slams the door shut. Look at that. That's half a second. Not even that separating the top 3. Side by side now. Grassi gets a great run on the exit of Montreal, heading onto the Bentley Straight, but just can't quite pull alongside Jürgen Sterber. That's Chris Callahan. We saw Andrew Gillen get past him last time around. Just checking up on where the battles are. There's Mark Werrell now up into 9th position. So someone's fallen through the field. And Jürgen Sterber and Jason Powell have swapped round at Nelson. As I go through the bomb, a little bit of contact between Roy Grassi and Jason Powell. Jason's off the road. Oh no, Jason Powell from the lead of the race. Well, previously leading the race, he was in second at the point of contact. Oh my goodness me, I suspect the stewards are going to be very busy after this one, but that's now given a 3-second penalty to Jurke Sterber. It's exactly what he needed. He has a second penalty, and now that's Roy Grassi in second, being chased hard by Aaron Large. And if they continue to fight, Jurke Sterber could well just dance off into the distance. Hello, Rebecca Bland. Welcome along. Has Jameson DNF? Nope. He has, or has he? We have lost one. Yes, you are absolutely right. We have lost another, and it is indeed Alex Jameson. Alex Jameson is out. Oh my goodness, here was me saying that he was likely to run off into the distance, and that is a DNF for race number 1. That's the view from JP McKinley with an almighty great pack ahead of him. So that's actually from 12th place. Matt Webb has got Jay Daniels, Finney Swarbrick, William Carlson, Stu Neal, Josh Quincy, and JP McKinley in that pack, 12th to 18th, still in a very short order. Second place in battle is still going on. Welcome, Glenn Reynolds. Glad to see you in the chat, and indeed correct. He started from pole, had an almighty great incident on lap 1, and is not seeing that one to its conclusion. A great shame for Alex Jameson. Lewis Kent on the back of Colin Dunn. Now that's 11th position he finds himself in. Mark Werrell is continuing to make his. He's now leads this train. He was in 9th last time we looked, and now finds himself in 8th position, having usurped King-Kodiak. And he's got 4.3 seconds to close into Chris Callaghan. He's only got 2 minutes to do it, so may well have to stay where he is in 8th position. But that's a pretty decent run for Mark. Started in 12th, 11th or 12th. Thereabouts, so a good run on his first outing. This is a maiden voyage in the VTCC, besides practice races leading up to this event. Now, with commentary commitments that Mark has, he won't be with us for every round, unfortunately, but it'll be great to see how well he does. I've raced against Mark in a few practice races and lost, quite frankly. But I know where my talent lies, and it's generally not behind the wheel. It's I can do the screaming down the microphone a bit far better than I can do the driving. Battle for second continues to rage on. Jurke Sterber 3.2 seconds ahead of these two now, as they are on their penultimate lap. Grassi second, Large third, Powell in 4th. Is now got a lot of pressure from David Moll, and Andrew Gellone has now caught this particular pack. Andrew did not have, he was caught up in another incident up here in Montreal on lap 2, I think it was, where both himself and Jameson got caught up in an almighty great incident. Might have actually been the first lap. So much has gone on, I can't remember what happened when, and that could actually be a track limit penalty for Gellone there. It did look like he ran off the road. He may well have gotten away with it, as he's got the slipstream on David Moll. That should be a fairly straightforward move for Gellone. Up into 5th position. David Moll doesn't find that one too much, and that's behind him is Chris Callaghan. So Callaghan now really going to get involved in this battle for what is 4th place. Powell ahead of Gellone, ahead of Moll, ahead of Callaghan in that particular squabble. If someone comes together, Mark Werrell is the one that will benefit from it. You just saw Mark at the back of the shot there. King-Kodiak has stayed right on his tail as well. So that's the AM Championship, AM champion, beg your pardon, from last time around. Lewis Kent has made up another position in the Gary Motorsport livery car. He's gotten ahead of Colin Dunn now, up into 10th position. So they scream over the line. The checkered flag is now out. So when this man, Jurke Sterber, crosses the line, just double check the penalties again. Yep, he hasn't increased his penalty count. So he is in a prime position to take the win. Now, Jurke has said to me before he's not entirely comfortable being in front of the microphone, so we may not get a chance to have a chat with Jurke, which is it's understandable. English isn't his first language, so it's not obligatory for him to come and have a chat to me. Oh, that was a bit of a lock-up there from Powell, as now Gellone pulling the pressure on Jason Powell for 4th position. hasn't quite come off this time around. But there is, well, what was an insanely crazy race. Well, yeah, flash of the lights. Well, one of them works. Your winner for race number 1 is Jurka Sturber. Taking home second place is Roy Grassi, Aaron Large in third. Jason Powell fends off the advances of Andrew Gillow for fourth. And due to penalty now, unfortunately, David Moll was coming home in sixth position. He's going to plummet down the field because he is carrying that 1 minute penalty. So there is going to be Stewie's intervention, I dare say. So Gillow currently holds 5th. Chris Canahan in 6th. Mark Werrell is now in 7th place. Kiki Mack in 8th. Colin Dunn 9. Lewis Kent is coming home in 10th position. They're all so close together. I couldn't catch them all before they came over the line. Jay Daniels 11. Josh Quincy in 12th. Matt Webb 13. Finley Swarbrick in 14th. Bear in mind the Finley started on the back row. That is impressive indeed. JP McKinley in 15th. Also started on the back row. So a good run for him. William Carlson joined us very late. Literally this weekend, so it's good to see a strong result there. T-Rip is Ryan Reese, so he is in 17th place. Stu Neal, we saw catapulted into the air with it. Pretty much all 3 of the Ambition racing cars were involved in that incident that sadly saw the retirement of... we didn't see Brendan either. I wonder where Brendan went. So, I lost track of where we were. There we go. So Ryan Reese in 17, Stu Neal 18, Nick Beatty 19, Andrew Whitehead in 20th, Quinton Chauvetot 21, Gary Cooper in 22nd, David Moll down there with 23rd at the moment with that penalty. And Toby Owen, we saw in the pit lane, coming home 24th. We lost Brendan Van Heeden and Alex. We lost both our South Africans indeed. We didn't see Brendan start. Now, Brendan's connection has been very unreliable, I think it's fair to say. He's done what he can to try and do something about it. Who got fastest lap, I wonder? I think that honour goes to... Indeed, honour goes to Jurka Sturber, who has also messaged me to say he doesn't want to come and have a chat with me, which it's fine. That is rather what I thought he would say. So, who has come to have a chat with me? Let's have a little look. We have got in the box with me... Haha! We have got Aaron Large and Roy Grassi. Right. Gentlemen, let's have a chat with the banana split flavoured BMW, as I've always called it. Aaron Large, welcome to you, sir.
Hi, Chris. How you doing?
Well, you guys always said you'd give me a lot to shout about, and dear God, you weren't wrong. That's
I tried staying out of it, but I got caught up a load of times.
Well, in fairness, it was impossible to avoid it. There's so much going on, but you still managed to get on the podium, sir. Very nicely done.
Yeah, done a lot better than I thought it would in quali, to be honest. I'm expecting Andrew to be up there, and I think it was Andrew sort of first corner this race, just had a little tap off, which is a bit unfortunate.
I suspect the stewards are going to have a lot to deal with, but even still, you're qualifying, sir. Where the hell did you find that?
That was last night's practice, actually paying off for once.
I mean, you were good there, but you were blinding this time around, if I may say so.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, I still struggle with this BMW, but it's just being ever so careful with the brakes. And yeah, the Renault seemed to have the exit speeds, basically. Ironically, the BMW's quick on the straight, but I had a bit of aero damage. So the last few laps, I couldn't do anything against those two.
Well, you did what you could, but random grid coming up. What are your thoughts towards that?
Hopefully at the start, that'd be nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. See how it goes. I don't mind being bunched in the middle. It makes it a good fight. Hopefully the starts are a bit better for the next race.
Fair play to you. Good luck for the next race and for the rest of the season. Thank you very much, Aaron Large.
Lovely. Cheers, Chris.
Roy Grassi, great way to start the season, sir.
Thank you very much.
Well, did you envisage being on the podium after the opening round?
Not at all. I think it was largely down to those two massive accidents. There was cars flying all over the place in a couple of places on the track. Promoted me up to, I think, 3rd or 4th. So it's really down to that, to be honest.
I mean, even still, you avoided the early carnage that went on, and I mean, it's fair to say that you were just in the right place at the right time, which is all part of racing. Is Snetterton a track that does well for you, or again just taking advantage of the carnage?
Yeah, I mean, I'm okay. I was expected to qualify slightly better, if I'm honest. I don't know. I never hooked it up to be and didn't get a great starting position, which then meant I needed a lot of luck. I mean, unfortunately, I came together with Jason Powell during the race. I was alongside. I think he made a mistake going through the chicane. I was alongside him, and he didn't leave an awful lot of room. I took half the grass trying to stay out of his way, but we came together, and I did slow down and hope that he would come back on track, but I think he spun it round. But unfortunately, I just didn't have enough room when we were alongside each other.
Well, there's plenty of rounds in the season to go. What are your thoughts towards the random grid?
I hate random grids, to be honest. I always get a crap starting position, but we'll just try and get through the carnage and see where we end up.
So a lights the flag victory for you then.
Oh, God, that'd be nice. Yeah, that'd be a lot of carnage. But yeah.
Good luck for the race and good luck for the season. Thank you very much, Roy Grassi.
Brilliant, thank you. See you again.
Yes, I look forward to it, good sir. Right, so it's going to be a few minutes break whilst the lobby is set. Make sure all our drivers are rested and recuperated. All the necessary bits of gaffer tape are applied to the cars, and we will be back underway as soon as we are ready to go. So don't go anywhere. We will get this race underway, and it is going to be a stormer, I am pretty sure. And into the session we go. So Norfolk's finest, Snetterton, sees the opening round again of the VTCC. Oh yes, very much looking forward. Now, interesting that Roy said he hates random grids. Now, I can understand that from a driver's perspective. I personally am a great fan of the random grids, both from a commentator but also from a driver. I have been stitched by the by the randomness of the random grid more than once. Let's see who's... Oh, it's Brendan Van Heeden and Colin Dunn on the front row. Jay Daniels and Chris Callahan take on row 2. Josh Quincy and Stu Neal on row 3. Aaron Large and David Moore on row 4. Lewis Kent and Finley Swarbrick on row 5. Jurka Sterber and Jason Powell are there next to each other again. They're on row 6. Matt Webb and Roy Grassi in row 7, JP McKinley and Toby Owen in row 8. Alex Jameson all the way down there, who said he had frame problem, so FPS issues was part of the reason why he was struggling so much. So hopefully that's been resolved, but that could also attest to why I was having some frame skipping problems. It's Jameson and William Carlson on row number 9. Kiki Mack and Andrew Whitehead take on row 10. Gary Cooper and Andy Gillone, row 11. Oh, wow, it's going to be an almost last to the front row charge for the Ambition Racing number 55. Nick Bailey and Mark Werrell. Oh, that's harsh on the newcomer. Right the way down there in 24th. And then it's Ryan Reese and Quintin Chauvetot on the final row. That's the luck of the draw with the random grid race. It can one week will go in your favour, and another time it'll absolutely stitch you. Well, everyone has readied up. It's time to get this next race underway. Race number 2 for the night. It is time to wind them up and let them. Oh, wow, that wasn't a jump start from Brendan Van Heeden. I'll be stunned. But here we go. We are racing here for race number 2. Look at that through the middle of Stu Neal. That's had an absolutely storming start up into second position for the Ambition Racing number 14. Absolutely cracking start. Jay Daniels in third. Colin Dunn fourth. Josh Quincy in fifth place as they come into Montreal for the first time in anger. Has everybody survived? It looks like everyone has survived it this time. But Brendan, did he get a jump start penalty? He didn't. He timed that absolutely to perfection. Now the cars don't start at the front of their start boxes, so you can, drop the clutch slightly before the light goes green. But it's a very, very dangerous tactic. But when it works, wow, does it work well for you. Look at that. Jason Powell, 9th position, got, did have a bit of a gap between himself and Roy Grassi. He's shut that one down fairly conclusively. And there goes the stuttering again. Again, apologies for that. You see the race feed that's position changes going on absolutely everywhere. But look at Van Heeden. That's 0.8 of a second he's got to himself up front in the Renault. What a cracking start. Wasn't with us in the first race, but has made an absolutely stormer from the front row in race 2. Stu Neal's chasing him hard, though, with an absolutely blistering start from this third row, I think it was, for Stu Neal. The BMWs do have a bit of an advantage when they get the wheel spin right. Oh, that's deep for Stu Neal, and that's Jay Daniels having a look on the inside coming through Montreal. Can't quite get it done, though. Colin Dunn is wanting to get on with the job, and Chris Callahan right behind his Aaron Large, our fellow podium sitter. Where's Jakob Sterber, our race winner? There he is, side by side with Lewis Kent on the Bentley Straight. That is a battle for 11th position. Right ahead of them is Josh Quincy and Roy Grassi. So the podium 2, or 2 of the podium. There's Jason Powell, who should have been on the podium, we could argue. Oh, that's very wide. Excuse me. That was Josh Quincy, who's trying his best to find a safe way to rejoin. But when the pack is so close, he's hit that almighty great lump that's in the grass. Now he's going to rejoin down in 22nd place. Oh dear, oh dear. Jameson has not been able to make his way through the field, so his issues continue, unfortunately. What a great shame for Alex Jameson. Oh no, and that's Quincy off the road again. What has happened to Josh Quincy? Yeah, I think he's pulling over. I think his day is done. What has happened to Quincy Chauvetot? Well, he hasn't gone anywhere. Back up towards the sharper end. Wow, look at that. That's Dunn and Large who are side by side. Whoa, that's deep for Colin Dunn coming out of Montreal. Here comes Aaron Large then, and right behind them is David Moll, who gets the fastest first sector. Up into 4th place goes Aaron Large. Here comes David Moll. Is he going to try and dive on the inside of Brundle? He's gone for the move. Wow, that was late. Can he get that one slowed down? That's put Colin Dunn off. He's spun, but he has managed to keep it out of harm's way. Rejoined right with, that's Jason Powell. Yeah, well, there's Jason Powell. Chris Callahan was the black car that suddenly came into shot there. That's why I was questioning him. So I'm sure Jason Powell's car's not black, but there is Miles. So that was a big optimistic move. We didn't see any contact though. It looked clean enough. Just possibly a little bit late, but it was still clean. It was still fair. Over the line. Van Heeden leads Neal. Then there's about 1.3 second gap between the top 2 and this pack of 3. Whoa, Jay Daniels chucking the BMW in at a nice, healthy amount of degrees into riches. Down towards Montreal. David Moll keeping the car nice and balanced there because Powell. And that's Kiki Mack with the penalty. What did he get? He got himself a second penalty. There are places where it's very easy to do. Oh no, it's Matt Webb in the pits. Oh no, Matt Webb. Car is absolutely mullered. Well, Josh Quincy is the next one down the road. He is catching the back. That's Andrew Whitehead and Quincy Chauvetot along with JP McKinley in that particular pack. It looks like the top 5, are they beginning to condense again, I wonder? Well, not particularly. We are getting the proxy markers for 2nd to 3rd, but that's a bit of a gap there. But look at David Moll on board with the Renault. The full send leader, or points leader I should say. Daniels leads Large, leads Moll in this particular three-way scrap that we're looking at. You just see up the road, it looks like Stu Neal is closing in. He is indeed on the back of Brendan Van Heeden. Renault versus BMW, which is the story of this season. One name that has been climbing through the ranks is Andy Gellone. He started towards the back of the field on a couple of rows from the back, and now finds himself in 9th position, having just usurped Colin Dunn, and now faces the back of Roy Grassi and Chris Callahan. I keep jumping back to... Oh, look at that! Now that's Brendan Van Heeden feeling the need to try and break the slipstream back to Stu Neal. That's odd, because, I mean, there's 7 tenths between them. I'm surprised he felt the need to... Oh, no, that's Jay Daniels. Jay Daniels has gone off. He's overcooked that one. Going into Murray's... going into Brundle and Nelson. Whoa, careful how you rejoin, Jay. Here we go. Yes, he's back on track, but down in 11th place. Oh, Jay Daniel, from looking at the podium, now finds himself down in 11th place, right ahead of him is Jurka Sterber and Colin Dunn side by side coming through Coram. Well, race 1 winner looks, it's going to be a bit of an arse to try and repeat it from there. There's Jurka side by side, trying to be side by side at least with Colin Dunn, and Colin parking right in the middle of the track. And look at Andy Gellone side by side with Chris Callahan coming through Riches. BMW on the outside line, the Scotsman hard on the brakes coming into Montreal. Roy Grassi ahead of him. Nicely done. They all managed to sort out their relative squabbles before they get onto the Bentley Straight. But there's Brendan Van Heeden. He's maintained anywhere between sort of 5 and 8 tenths between himself and Stu Neal, but right behind Stu Neal is Aaron Large. So again, Aaron looking for... Oh, and that's a big amount of curb there for Brendan Van Heeden. That's going to lose him some momentum. And that's crucial because he's now got 3 cars bearing down on him. David Moll right behind where we are in the camera. Renault leads Beamer, leads Renault. Oh, no, Stu Neal just got a bit too greedy on the grass there. He was a little too over-ambitious for Ambition Racing. Van Heeden, Neal, Large and Moll. 1, 2, 3, 4, less than 1.5 seconds apart. They come down towards Richie's yet again. Oh, Aaron's gone a bit deep. Just about pulls that one back. But you see the difference that makes. That's really backed him away from the back of Stu Neal, who's gone too deep into Montreal, but Aaron Large can't do anything about it. And he's spun round by David Moll. Oh, no. Impact between himself and David Moll has sent the banana split flavoured BMW round. Where is he? There he is, right ahead of Gellone and Grassi. Here comes Andy Gellone. Can he do anything about the two ahead of him? He's going to get past Roy Grassi, but he's going to be boxed in behind Aaron Large. But they do manage to sort that one out. Whoa, that was close. And then right behind them, another great battle forming. There is Jurka Sterber, now up to 8th position ahead of Chris Callahan, Jay Daniels, Colin Dunn. All in that wonderful scrap. Right behind them there, you can just see in the brawn-flavoured Renault of Gary Cooper. Look at the fight that these guys are in, and that is part of the random grid racing. Oh, front 2, look at this. Brendan Van Heeden and Stu Neal. We see David Moll on the penalties. How does he keep getting 30-second penalties? What is he doing? Jason Powell this time gets a track limit penalty. Well, I suspect that's another stewards inquiry that's going to come out. Amazing, he seems to get a 30-second penalty. That is absolutely bizarre. Battle of a 9th going on between Callahan and Sterber. Oh, that's Colin Dunn that's getting very squiggly in the green car. Here comes Gary Cooper now. Very much closer to the pack ahead of him to be able to try and have a go, but doesn't quite get... He's not close enough to really make an impact yet. Keeping an eye very much on the lead battle. Now 9 tenths between Van Heeden and Neal. Has Brendan rediscovered his rhythm? Doesn't look like he has. Roy Grassi staring at the back of Andy Gellone, who in turn staring at the back of Aaron Large. On board with Roy Grassi. They come over the line. You can see the rate of knots that Andy Gillone got from the exit of Murray's. I mean, that is very much slipstream aided. Again, I love how sideways those BMWs get. Because the BMWs are rear-wheel drive, the Renaults are front-wheel drive. Oh, but that's deep for Gillone. Just about manages to get the momentum going again to save his position. Well, Grassi, it's interesting. Not sure quite why he came to the centre of the track there, but continuing on his merry way anyway. There is Gillone. Is he going to be close enough to Aaron Lart's challenge? Is Aaron Lart going to try and make a move on Jason Powell? Not before they get to Brundle this time around. There is... Oh, they've caught Jason Powell now. Jason Powell now very much in this particular fight. So this is a battle for fourth now. Gillone all over the back of Large. Through Joram once again. Into Murray's. Who's going to be bravest on the brakes this time around between the mighty BMWs? Brendan Van Heeden has now got a 2.2 second lead over Stu Neal and is getting into the 111s we saw on his previous lap. So Stu Neal's made a mistake there. Somebody's lost 1.4 seconds on the South African. So this is our closest back. Again, the Renault's having a good go at being very sideways into Riches as well. We just saw there from Jason Powell. Oh, that looked a bit deep there for Aaron Large, but he did manage to slow it down. On the bumper cam. Well, actually can't see a lot from there. Let's go for the roof cam. Oh, now look at that. Jason Powell feeling the need to go very defensive very early on the Bentley straight. That's going to allow, I reckon, Aaron Large is going to get that one done before they get the braking zone, unless Jason Powell can try and outbrake him into Brundle. No, the Banana Split BMW's got that one done before they get into Nelson. And that is up to fourth for Aaron Large. Nicely done. And now Gillone before they even get to the bomb hole. Whoa, that is brave. Doesn't quite get it done though. Gillone did his best to try and make the move, but I think it was a little, a little bit, I don't want to say desperate, but it didn't need to be done quite like that. Gillone, however, is a very, very experienced sim racer. He knows what he's doing, and he knows this BMW very, very well. But look at Powell all over the back of Aaron Large now as we head towards Richards once again. There's David Moore with a bit of breathing space. Goodness me, this wonderful four-way fight going on. Nearly five-way fight as they're closing in on David Moll again. Alternate Renault and BMW conga line going on here. At the moment. Oh, there goes Gillone on the back of Powell. Andy Gillone's going to have the inside line coming into Brundle. He's going to be brave to try and hang it down there. Jason Powell's trying to hang on to it, but he's locked up going into Nelson and just listen to the momentum. And here comes Roy Grassi to make Jason Powell's day even worse coming into the bomb hole. And Jason Powell just about holds on to that one. My word. Behind them, Callahan, and Jurka Sturber continue with their fight for 8th position, and they've been fighting for a while. Let's go further down the field. There's Mark Werrell in 13th place, looking at the back of Jay Daniels. So they're recovering BMW from his earlier spin. Yeah, bear in mind that Mark was almost last in this race due to the lovely random grid nature. But look further ahead of him, that's Gary Cooper on the back of Colin Dunn, screaming down towards Riches. And can't get the move done yet, but he's really piling the pressure on to try and do something about it. Oh, is he going to go for an inside line into Montreal? Nearly forced onto the grass. He's gone for the braking line. Colin Dunn gives him the room. And that's up into... That is 10th position for Colin Dunn. For Gary Cooper, beg your pardon. And there is Jay Daniels. Really capitalising on the fact that Colin lost that momentum coming out of Montreal and through into 11th place for the BMW. Great scrap for the last podium position now, so this pack has broken up. Aaron Large and Andy Gillone have caught the back of David Moll. That is Stu Neal that's just gone through the shot. 30 seconds until the checkered flag falls. Brendan Van Heeden, where is he? He's crossed the line. Oh, here comes Gillone. There is Aaron Large. Is Aaron going to try and outbrake the mighty Gillone, the mighty Scotsman into Riches? No, he doesn't. 4th position for Gillow. Could he get on the podium for starting near the back? Oh no! Is that no? That's not Matt Webb. Who's that? Oh, it's Josh Quincy. Oh no! Problems for Josh. What a shame. Really hasn't had a chance to deploy his full potential just yet. There is Aaron Large. Oh, look at that! David Moore went for the defensive line, but I think Andy Gillon's going to have too much momentum. Coming into Brandle for the last time in this race. Oh no, bit of an impact between Gillon and Mole. Here comes Lars, trying to get the inside line, come down to bomb hole. They're still back indoors, coming down towards bomb hole. Gillon on the inside. Mole's got the momentum on the outside. The BMW is all over the place. Inside line through Gorham. But David Mole's managed to hang on to him. He will plummet due to penalties. But that was a great fight between the pair of them. But your winner for race number 2 here at Snetterton is Brendan Van Heeden. Stu Neal's going to cross the line to take second. And David Mole just about holds on for 3rd position. Now the penalties were... I wonder if he did actually. I may have to look at that. Andy Gillen might have just pipped David Mole to the post as far as 3rd position was concerned on track before the penalties plummeted the German down the field yet again. So Gillone is listed in 3rd. Aaron Large 4. Roy Grassi in 5th. Jason Powell in 6th. Jurka Sturber, race 1 winner, is in 7th place. Chris Callahan 8th. Jay Daniels in 9th. Mark Werrell, he was 13th last time we looked at him, is actually he got past Colin Dunn and Gary Cooper in that last lap. Rounds out the top 10. Nice work, Mark. Colin Dunn in 11th position. Gary Cooper 12th. There's Toby Owen in 13th position. Kiki Mack in 14th. Nick Bailey was in the 15th position. Quintus Jovito in 16th. Lewis Kent did not have such a good run that time around. In 17th place, David Mole classified as 18th with that 30-second penalty, but that will be reviewed, I have no doubt. Andrew Whitehead, 19th. Finney Swarbrick in 20th. JP McKinley, the Celtic Bromance lead man. Goodness me, all the way down there in 21st. William Carlson, 22nd. Josh Quincy having a clear problem, as you saw at the end there, in 23rd. Matt Webb in the pits for 24th. And alas, we lost Ryan Reese early on. There's another one missing from the list that I can't identify off the top of my head. My goodness. They did warn me they'd have give me a lot to shout about, and they were not wrong. We are joined by the 2nd place finisher of Stu Neal. Well, Stu, you had a lot of work to do, didn't you?
Yeah, it was. I mean, the first race was diabolical. I got taken out, so the car was just undrivable for the rest of the race. But obviously, that race I didn't, so I did a bit better. Yeah, it felt good. I got a great start, to be fair. I came from 6th through to 2nd straight away, and then just sort of stayed there. So, yeah, I was catching Brendan at one point, but then he just started pulling away, and there was nothing left. The tyres had gone, so I couldn't fight anymore.
I did wonder whether it was just a case of Brendan getting into a rhythm or tyres or what have you, because it did look like you were going to be under pressure fairly soon. Were you conscious of the battles going on behind you?
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, I think Brendan probably did get in his groove. I don't want to take anything away from him, obviously. But yeah, there was people catching me behind. I was really struggling in the first sector, and yeah, people catching me from behind. And then they just seemed to make a mistake, and then I just managed to keep it together.
Oh, that you did. So where do you see yourself the upcoming qualifying session? Where are you hoping to be?
Well, I'd like to be somewhere near the front again, but certainly looking at the qualifying for the first race, although I was down in I think 16th for that race. If you looked at the times, I was only a few tenths off, like maybe 10th or even less than that.
It's such a close grid. It's an amazingly close grid.
Really close for the wet as well.
Yes, I had mentioned earlier on the stream that we have got wet weather. Is it wet to dry or dry to wet?
It's wet to dry.
It's wet to dry. Oh, beautiful. Well, best of luck for round number 3 and good luck for the rest of the season. Thank you very much, Stu Neal.
Brilliant, thank you.
Hello, Brendan. Good to see you, sir.
Good evening. How you doing?
Always happy to speak to you, good sir. Well, race 1 didn't even happen for you. What was it? Your connection letting you down again?
No, it was driver error. I got such a good start. I passed 2 BMWs and then forgot to brake on turn 1 and bumped into Jameson. I tried to address the issue, but with the whole pack being behind you, it wasn't an issue. It wasn't something you could have done. So I decided rather just get out of the way and just let them race. That was my side.
But I mean, it looked fairly straightforward for this race, though.
Yeah, no, I got a great start. Tried to work on the tires a bit. The tires started going off after about laps 3 or 4. I saw the second BMW from the team coming closer. I thought, no, let me just get myself into a rhythm like you guys are talking about, and then just concentrated getting the corners right. Because those BMWs out of the corners are just insane. You can't keep up with them. So I just thought, nail the corners, get them out, get them going, and away we go. It came out all right.
So, are we going to see you towards the front in race number 3?
Oh, those BMWs are so quick in the wet. I'm going to try my best. I hope Jameson can join us. I owe him a win, so I'll run shotgun for Jameson. I owe him big time. Anyway, let's see how it goes.
We will see how it goes indeed. Best of luck for race number 3 and for the rest of the season. Thank you very much, Brendan Van Heeden.
Thank you.
Right, it will not be long before round number 3 is underway. As mentioned, it is going to be wet to dry, so a pit stop is likely to be needed. It rather depends on how much rain falls and when the weather changes. So that is in the lap of the random number generator, essentially. So that's going to be interesting to see. So when everybody has rejoined, we will get the qualifying session underway for race number 3. Don't go anywhere because once again, this one's going to be good. And trackside we go. Now then, will they hold the qualifying in the wet or will it be dry? Now this screen would indicate that the quali is going to be wet. Now the BMWs have historically, and it is indeed, the qualifying is in the wet. Now the BMWs historically have had a bit of an advantage in the wet conditions. We will see. Now, I believe it was due to be light rain, so we shouldn't see a lot of standing water. Operative phrase there is shouldn't. But again, there's there is an element of random behaviour, you could argue, for how much rain falls, how long it falls for. Even though you might select light rain or rain, there's a scale that is randomly chosen for whether it's going to be heavy or really light and how long it lasts for. So there's no guarantee on what behaviour we are going to see. All 26 drivers have returned to us. It is always good to see. Now, as the weeks go on, like I mentioned earlier, different people's commitments will mean that we won't necessarily see all same 26 drivers with us. Mark Werrell, as I mentioned, as an example, he informed us early on that probably about half the rounds he won't be available for due to commentary commitments. This weekend was going to be one of them. It was going to be him and I at Snetterton for the Classic Sports Car Club, but sadly the COVID rules did not allow it. It's a great shame because I very much was looking forward to working with Mark. But such is the nature of the world in which we live. All 26 cars are out on track. Oh, wrong one. And yep, that is what the track looks like. Look at up at Montreal. Now that is the thing with the shorter layout. We have run the 300 before. Now the 200 one, because it's obviously that much shorter, means they're going to bunch up that much more. Sounds like a bit of an obvious statement, but it's really difficult to find just that open bit of road that you need to get the absolute best out of your times. But we will see. Oh, William Carlson has come back into the pits. Something he didn't like about his outlap. There's Nick Bailey on the Bentley straight. No, Quentin! I know the track limits can be a little bit more forgiving in the wet because you're not going that quick, but that's a tad far, sir. And Giddo was challenging for the podium. Oh, here we go. Oh, David Moll with a 15.9 on the board. Oh, Roy Grassie's beaten that one with the 15.6 as the early times now come in. Oh, Mark Werrell was actually... He was one of the first to get his time on the board with an 18.3 as he does a bit of rally crossing on the exit ridges. Oh dear, there's a bit of arguing going on. That's Roy Grassie next to someone. Not quite tell... Ah, yes, the... Is that... That wasn't Quintin. Well, there is Roy Grassie, currently at the top of the tree. 15.6. 15.5.6, I should say. I think that's Mark Werrell they're catching up to. So again, just goes to show, and this is the view they used to run in cockpit. No, steady, Roy. Trying to keep that one on the straight and narrow. Now Mark's going for a wider line, heading towards. He wants to be as straight as he can for Murray's. That's what he's aiming for there. It is not a bad idea at all. As David Moll, Ryan Rees, Jurka Sterber, and Gary Cooper are in the pit at the moment. That's Stu Neal that is behind Nick Bailey. Andy Gillen's not got a time on the board either. He's coming through bomb hole sideways, as he invariably does. Oh dear, that's one of the Celtic Bromance boys getting out of the way. I thought he was having trouble there, but he was actually jumping out of the way of the mighty Scotsman. It's car 12 just going through the shot. That's Josh Quincy. Here comes Gillo. What does he get on the board? Second. 0.003 of a second behind Roy Grassie. A 15.563. Where is Nick Bailey? Oh dear, that's someone going under the camera. As Nick Bailey and Stu Neal have swapped rounds from the last time we looked at them. Ryan Rees not coming out. Or not coming out again. He's set a 16.8. Toby Owen up there in third with a 15.7. Pressing on. The 42 car. For the Go For It Racing Squad. I wonder whether he was backing off there because it sounded like he was sort of coasting a bit earlier than I was expecting. He's got one of the Celtic Bromance pair behind him. Can't quite identify which one. It's either going to be JP McKinley, Kiki Mack, or Ryan Rees. Now Ryan's still in the pits. So is Jameson. A 15.848 on the board for Alex Jameson. It's unusual. We've usually seen Alex just get, like we saw in qualifying 1 as Josh Quincy's flown off the road. We generally see Jameson, decimate the qualifying. As both Toby Owen and Roy Grassie return to the pits. Oh, Jameson's coming out. A whole heap of traffic there. As he does slow down. There goes Josh Quincy through the shot. Oh, that's Aaron Large that's going for an excursion off on the grass. Stu Neal. Ploughing through the wet stuff. Look at the spray. Even though it is light rain, it is an amazing amount of spray that comes off these cars. Roy Grassi comes back out on track. Stu Neal in 8th position at the moment with a 16.321. Pressing on. It is a glorious track to drive this. I'm a big fan of Snetterton. Even more grateful that I'll be commentating there, all being well, later in the year. Oh no! Stu Neal just a little bit too eager on the right foot coming out of Murray's. It is so easy to do that. So easy to do that. Roy Grassi. Good effort from the number 8, the AJR Motorsport Renault Clio. Right behind Finley Swarbrick. He's struggled a bit tonight. Yellow flag up there somewhere. Andy Gillone. All the beans coming out of Montreal, which is usually his preferred driving style is to absolutely hoon it. Fair play for the Ambition Racing Squad. Jay Daniels up into 4th. Nice effort there. That's one of the Celtic Romance boys again. He's chasing off after it. Can't see the car number on there. That's the one of the Track and Beyond cars. Jameson's back out on track, having an argument with the number 40. That's Andrew Whitehead, who's flown off the road at Coram. The Boost Head Motorsport BMW. The camera's getting lost again. Occasionally the camera kind of forgets who it's looking at. Here comes Jameson. One of the, I think Stu Neal is actually right behind Jameson. Does Alex improve? Not this time. 1:15.848. 7 thousandths of a second behind Jay Daniels. Josh Quincy is close to someone apparently. Where did Josh go? He's still in 10th with a 16.7. One of the Falcon racing cars. Oh, that's Jason Powell getting out of the way. Hopefully Jason will have a bit of a better run this time around. Roy Grassi's back in the pits. Gillone's still going. 5.5 minutes to go. Lovely sideways motion from Andy Gillone. Again, a fair amount of degrees going on through Coram. I confess to, I do enjoy that roar from the BMW. Again, the camera is determined to look at Stu Neal at Murray's for some reason. And there we go. Took a while to pick up Andy Gillone there. Does he find a 3,000th of a second to take pole? Not this time. 5 minutes on the clock to go. Jameson back in the pits, still in 5th position. Ryan Reese. Wow, Lewis King. Not enjoying these wet weather conditions. Is that Mark Werrell just come over the line? No, Mark Werrell is at the other end of the track. Just coming through. It's coming through Nelson. Squadra di Corsi Veloce is his team name for this season. The camera's determined to look at Stu Neal through Murray's for some reason. Oh, there is Jason Powell doing a bit of lawn mowing coming out of Montreal. It's very graciously getting out of people's way. Quite a few people in the pits. Jameson, Quincy, Reese, Swarbrick. A decent effort there from Finley Swarbrick. Oh wow, Brendan Van Heeden, 14th position. And his pace was very much sharp end of the field, but down there in 14th position. There's Carlson and Matt Webb down there in 23rd as well. So a few people very much out of position, maybe not having practiced the wet weather conditions so much. Jason Powell didn't. The car didn't want to behave itself coming into the bomb hole, as Mark Werrell has returned back to the pits with a 17.636. Also, bear in mind it's mixed conditions. Oh, wow, look at that. Is that Jay Daniels we just saw? The camera's looking the wrong way. Yep, it is. Chasing JP McKinley. Getting a big old dose of slipstream. Is that going to help Jay? He's in 4th at the moment. No improvement at 15.841 for Jay Daniels. That's going to compromise both their lines coming into Riches. Ooh, that's not going to please JP, I would have thought. Toby Owen, great effort there in 3rd. 15.774. Now, by his own admission, he likes the car to be slidey, and he's certainly going to be achieving that. It's all going to be down to how long that water lasts for. As Andy Gillon comes back on track, an improvement from Toby, not this time. There is Andy Gillon just going to the end of the pit lane. Roy Grassie's come back out as well. It's got enough time. Look at that. Aaron Large, podium sitter from round 1 in 7th place. Oh, Colin Dunn, you're getting very, very squiggly coming out of the bomb hole, sir. But yet again, very close times. Oh, it did not want to grip all the mud being kicked up onto the track from Aaron Large there on the exit of Murray's. Any improvement there from 7th? Nope, not this time around. 2 minutes to go of this final qualifying session of the night. It's the Treble 1 car, as is the want of the BMW drivers, to be sideways coming through Riches. Shall we have a quick look at? There's Kiki Mack coming to a stop. That's on the back straight, I think. It is indeed. Doing a bit of a practice start. Josh Quincy coming through Nelson now. Only in 9th. Whoa, the tail getting very lively on the exit of the chicane. There's McKinley, the Irishman. The Irish arm of the Celtic Bromance squad. Oh, Jay, where are you going? That was almost like the steering just completely failed on him. It just went completely straight. I suspect he'd overshot the braking point and just straight lined it to stay out of people's way. Gillone again. Oh, he's got rear damage on the car now. You usually need someone's help for that. And wow, he's having fun now. He's just chucking that in. Yeah, and I can't deny that is a lot of fun to do. Although that tends to happen when I do it. Get out of the way, Andy. I was nowhere near him anyway. Grassi. He's done. Well, he's technically on a hot lap, but that didn't look like he was going particularly quickly through Riches. Jason Powell right behind him. Aaron Large gets out of Colin Dunn's way, so Aaron's done. Kiki Mack. A bit cautious, it looks like, coming over the line, so didn't get a good exit from Murray's, I dare say. And the checkered flag has fallen. Josh Quincy in 10th position with a 16.740. Can he improve? Lots of sliding going on, but the car misbehaving as it comes out of Murray's and almost bins it. Cameraman is lost again. That's a shame. Colin Dunn, can he improve? Again, looked a little cautious coming into Murray's, which I don't blame him. It's a difficult corner in the dry, let alone in the wet. And into the pits for Colin. Gary Cooper is done. William Carlson is... Oh, is Gary Cooper? Yeah, Gary Cooper is done, but Carlson's not yet. He's chasing one of the Celtic Bromance pair home. No improvement for William Carlson, and that doesn't look like he's going to be an improvement for Nick Bailey either. Woo! And that is everybody. So it's Roy Grassi. Oh, what a front row. Roy Grassi and Andy Gillone taking on row 1. And then it's Toby Owen, Jay Daniels on row 2. Alex Jameson and David Mole, row 3. Aaron Large and Stu Neal on row 4. Kiki Mack and Josh Quincy on row 5. Ryan Reese and Quentin Chobito in row 6. Finney Swarbrick and Brendan Van Heeden row 7. JP McKinley and Jason Powell on row 8. Jürgen Sturber and Colin Dunn row 9. Chris Callaghan and Mark Werrell take on row 10. with Andrew Whitehead and Gary Cooper on row 11. Oh, we've lost one already. We have lost one from the field. Who did we just lose? I'm never any good at trying to identify who it is we've just lost. I think it's a name I've only just read. It's Mark Werrell. Mark Werrell's gone. Oh no! Mark Werrell, commentator extraordinaire, is gone. And there is the gap. Oh no. That is a huge shame. So it's Gary Cooper and Will Carson on row 11, Matt Webb and Nick Bailey on row 12, and Lewis King, someone else, Lewis Kent rather, really struggling to get to terms with the wet conditions in Project Cars 2. Oh dear, oh dear. A big shame. I remember Mark in one of the practice races had trouble in transition from one of the sessions to race. But it's a great shame. But a decent start for Mark in the season nonetheless. Really getting stuck in. Not that I expected him not to. But let's see how well Roy Grassi, in wet weather conditions that tends to favour the BMWs, how is he going to do against the might of the Scotsman next to him? I think I'm going to watch from Alex Jameson. Well, there's Jay Daniels right next to him, actually. So 15 more seconds. And here we go. Just as I say that, on the roof cam of Alex Jameson. Lights coming again for the final time tonight. It is time to wind them up and let them go. And who's going to get the best star? Who's going to deal with the lack of traction? Jameson does well. Gillone gets an absolutely storming start from second position. Jay Daniels has had a decent one as well. It's 3 wide coming into Riches for the first time in anger. Daniels on the inside line of Jameson, but Gillone up into the lead. Grassi 2. Daniels just about in third, or is he? Coming into Montreal. Oh, Daniels has gone very deep. He's taken Jameson with him. That's David Moll that's gone through into third position. Oh, there's someone round. There's one of the Celtic Bromance pair round. That was Kiki Mack. Oh, no. Our RAM champion from last season sent spinning on the exit of Montreal. But back up towards the front then. Gillone leads. Grassi 2. Moll 3. Toby Owen in 4th. On the nail to the back of David Moll. Bit of a gap then to Josh Quincy in 5th. Jay Daniels down in 6th position. Aaron Large 7th. There's Alex Jameson down to 8th place with that off that he sadly was sent onto. That's Aaron Large has gone deep. Oh, there's one of the Celtic Bromance pair again. That's Reese. Oh, no incident there. Ryan Reese is tangled up with, I think, Finley Swarbrick. It is indeed. It's Finley. Every time I click on his name. Oh, Jurgen Stabber as well. Oh my goodness me, the wet weather really catching people out. But no one told Andy Gillone it was wet. There he goes, dancing off into the distance. Once again, David Moll up towards the front end, but can he keep those dreaded penalties under control? Toby Owens having an absolute storm at this time. But Josh Quincy now right on his tail. Oh, side by side, look at that Aaron Large and Alex Jameson. Now, is Jameson going to have a much better run this time around? Right behind them, Stu Neal. There's Jason Powell. But actually, if we got on board with the South African of Brendan Van Heeden, there's Aaron Large on the left-hand side of the shot. Still side by side with Alex Jameson coming down towards Brundle. Who's going to win out on this one? You can't even see through the spray. And Aaron Large won that particular battle as Brendan Van Heeden gets a lovely switchback on Stu Neal. Oh, gets a bit of a punch in the face there as Stu Neal tried to turn into the apex of Bombhole with the South African already occupying here. There's Jason Powell trying to occupy the apex line through Coram as well. Look at this fight here. Absolutely amazing stuff, and Brendan's gone a bit deep there. And that's going to lose him positions. Jay Daniels and Aaron Large now side by side coming down towards the line. Jay Daniels has just nose ahead at the moment. Who's going to win out when they come into Riches? Jay's going to have the inside line. Aaron, is he going to be able to maintain the momentum around the outside of the corner? Right with them is Alex Jameson as well, trying to find his own way through. Jay Daniels' nose is up ahead of Aaron Large coming into Montreal. Can he slow it down? Just about. And Jay Daniels now in 6th position. Here comes Jameson again, but forced onto the grass. Firm but fair racing from Aaron Large. There is Alex Jameson. Right behind him is Stu Neal with Brendan Van Heeden and Jason Powell for company. Fighting throughout the field, as you would imagine, but bearing in mind the weather is going to dry up. Now the wet... Oh, that's Stu Neal that's gone deep! Oh my goodness me! That was one of the Celtic boys. It was Ryan Rees, who's retired from the race. He was absolutely sent miles off. Stu Neal's falling through the field. Oh no, as he then tangles up with JP McKinley. My word. Stu Neal seems to be mounting a one-man war against the Celtic Bromance squad. There's Jack Esteban down in 18th place. My word. There's fighting to be had throughout the field, but there's Grassi fighting his way, well, continuing to try and break away from... Oh, that's Jameson in the pits. Is he going on to dries already? Now, we will see people going into the pits because of the weather change, but... Well, that's brave if you've gone on to dries already. We will see what he does. Penalty for Jurgen Sterber. 30 again, there's a 30-second penalty again. How on earth are they managing that? They must be... The game must be assuming they're taking an almighty great chunk out of the track. Gillow now leads by 1.2 seconds over Roy Grassi. Toby Owen now up into 3rd position, but hasn't had a good run out of Brundle and Nelson. So now down to 5th, as I've said that, with Josh Quincy and David Moll. Oh, Josh is in trouble. He's gone too deep into Coram. And that's David Moll now back up into 3rd. Whoa, we just saw Aaron Large fly through that particular shot. As he's getting on the back of this particular pack. I think surely Jameson's gone... If he's gone to dries, he's done that way too early. We didn't see any major damage on Jameson's car. Well, windscreen looks okay, so... If he's gone on... Yeah, he's on dries, I reckon. Because he's struggling to get that to rotate. Well, a few more people doing the same, though. There's Finney Swarbrick. And Stu Neal have also come in. It just looks too damp to me, but... They know what it feels like. Also, the tyres are overheating. I mean, it looks like there's enough water to keep the tyres under control. But if those tyres are burning up, then now would be the time to come in. The rain has clearly stopped. Oh, 3 wide going into Brundle, but no! That's Josh Quincy round as he tapped David Moll, I think, as then David Moll gets shoved in the boot from Toby Owen. Aaron Large had nowhere to go there. Josh Quincy has lost that. That's Brendan Van Heeden that's gone through into 6th position. Jake Daniels now right on the back of the number 12 car. My word, that was a rapidly changing set of circumstances going on there. Quinton Chobito is catching up with... Oh, Quinton's gone a little bit deep going into Murray's. I reckon we're going to start seeing a flurry of pit stops now. I think we're going to get into that crossover period because you can see where the spray is not constant now. There's still puddles out there, but we are getting to a point where it's now becoming optimal. As Tobio has just lost that 4th position, then regains it by being overtaken by Aaron Large and overtaking David Moll 3 wide as you do, going through Montreal. And Aaron Large is up into 3rd. Very nicely done, but look at this train now, at the back of which is Jay Daniels, who is going onto the mud for some reason. That's never the ideal way of doing these things. I am fully imagining a lot of people are going to go, oh, Finney's wobbling in the pit again. Did his pit crew not fit wet tyres? That sadly can happen. Stu Neal is at the back of this. Oh, he's gone on to dries too early, I would say. Now, what's Jameson doing? Well, his tyres should start to come back to him now. If he has indeed gone on to dries, as I thought he may have done. Look at that! Side by side almost. Toby Owen and Brendan Van Heeden coming through Murray's. Anyone coming into the pits? Toby Owen's coming in? No, he's not. That's just the line he's taking over the start finish line. There might be those that choose not to pit at all. I can't imagine these wet tyres are going to last unless people just constantly try and find where the wet conditions are. As a lovely move on the outside of Riches from Brendan Van Heeden, and here comes Josh Quincy trying to demote Toby Owen even further. Oh, get on the brakes. It's always very tentative when you're in the midst of a pack like that. On the brakes, in the wet. Jay Daniels has gone too deep on the exit of Montreal. Josh Quincy has really rediscovered his pace as we're very much now getting towards the brighter and drier conditions. Jason Powell is in. There is Gillone. Roy Grass. Where's... I beg your pardon, that wasn't Gillone. That's Gillone. Oh, is that... no, it wasn't James. It must be Stu Neal. Stu Neal is in the midst of being lapped. That's what threw me there. Jameson, not in. That's not Roy Grassi. That's Roy Grassi. Chasing Finley Swarbrick. Oh, hello, Ryan. A shame that... so we did see you rather going sideways off the road. It's Brandon. A shame that you weren't able to complete the race, good sir, but you're welcome in the chat nonetheless. That's Gary Cooper in. A lot of people continuing on their merry way on the wet tyres. But you look at that. Now you see the line that Andy Gillo's taking there. He's very much finding where the wet conditions are. Even on the straight. So surely now we're getting to the crossover point. And again, the BMW looked a little hesitant to try and slow down coming through Brundle and Nelson. That's David Moll now down into fourth position. Grassi second. Aaron Large in third. David Moll fourth. Toby Owen in fifth. And there we go. Now we're starting to see a flurry of pit stops going on. Andrew Whitehead, Gary Cooper, Matt Webb is in. Surely now, with a dry line very definitively forming, is when we're going to see everybody else come in. Andy Gillone, though, is... I wonder whether Gillone's going to go for the no-stopper here. And again, just finding where the water is. Will be very hard to overcome the pit stop time lost with 4.5 minutes to do. So he may well be opting for that. I would imagine if anyone hasn't pitted yet, they're probably not going to now. But those tyres are going to be awful towards the end of the race as we see Jay Daniels pull alongside Brendan Van Heeden. Brendan's jumped behind the BMW, so there's 7th position to Jay. As Josh Quincy's gone ahead of Toby Owen. As we see another couple, there's Alex Jameson and Lewis King. I did it again. Lewis Kent. I don't know why I keep calling him Lewis King. I beg your pardon. Coming in. Look at the fight ahead of Brendan. That's Jay Daniels shaping up a move on the outside, or what will be the inside, I beg your pardon, of Toby Owen, heading down towards Brundle. Nice clean move then for the BMW coming into the left-hander. Can they slow it down though, coming through Nelson? Yes, they can. That's another gone. We've lost another. That's Jameson, I think. Yep. Oh no, that's Toby Owen's gone off the road at bomb hole. We have indeed lost Alex Jameson. Oh dear, from championship favourite to very little finishing of round one. Oh, Brendan bouncing over the grass here. It doesn't look like anybody else is going to bother with the pit stop now as we see Jay Daniels picking up whatever water he can find. Josh Quincy on the left-hand side of the shot is going to lose, or has lost indeed, 5th position. Jay has the inside line for Riches. Yeah, running out of water though. Those tyres are going to be like bubblegum by the end of the race. Interesting three-way battle here with Colin Dunn. Nick Bailey, Colin Dunn and JP McKinley. That's a fight for 9th position. And Toby is now down to 8th place. He's burnt the best out of those tyres. I reckon he's just boiled them. You know, I think Toby, not that long ago, was looking at a podium. He'd have wanted the rain to continue. It's typical British unpredictable weather. Oh, and there's just no grip there at all. Those tyres are just wrecked. Absolutely mullered. The BMW of Josh Quincy and Jay Daniels continue on along the way, although Quincy gets very out of shape. Whoa, Jay Daniels just caught that apex line There was a bit of a puddle there, and Josh has gotten out of it. Jay Daniels on the outside coming towards Murray's. He's gone too deep though. Brendan Van Eden trying to part the waves between the two BMWs. Gets a bit of a shove for his trouble, and actually backs out of it with Jay Daniels all the way over to the right-hand side, finding any water he can to keep those tyres from melting any further. With only a minute and a half to go, no point bidding now. They've committed to it. That's the problem with mixed conditions. A short race as Quincy's gone too deep. Nudges to the side of Jay Daniels. Brendan Van Eden, can he get the pair of them? Oh, what a move from the South African Brendan Van Eden. A beautiful move there to get both BMWs. But Jay Daniels has a cracking run on the exit of Montreal. Brendan goes to the defensive line, coming down towards Brundle. Can he fend off the track and beyond BMW? Answer is, looks like Brendan was a little bit later on the brakes. Yes, he does. He holds on to that 5th position. Nicely done. There's David Moll right ahead of them. Hasn't found his usual 30-second penalty. Toby Owens starting to catch back up with him as Jay Daniels on the grass coming into Coram as they are going to come around to start their penultimate lap. My goodness me. Josh is still looking for a means to get past Jay Daniels. Brendan Van Eden leads this particular train. And Brendan can't defend against two BMWs. He finds himself stuck in between the pair of them. He's going to be mullered by both BMWs. Jay Daniels on the inside. Josh Quincy on the outside. Brendan breaks early and nearly collects Toby Owen in the process. And he's going to try and cut back underneath. Can he knock away? Oh, that was Andrew Whitehead on the outside of the track, staying out of the way. He's pitted. But of course, he's now being lapped right behind them as Stu Neal, who has been lapped. Now, Stu Neal can unlap himself as long as he does not, distract or impede those he's trying to unlap himself from. Down towards Brundle once again. Checker flag is out. There's Finney Swarbrick. Oh no, that's Josh Quincy off. And Brendan Van Eden as well. Oh, I missed it. Andy Gillone has taken the win of the final round. Roy Grassi is going to take 2nd position with Aaron Large chasing him home. David Moll is going to be 4th. But Jay Daniels has broken away from the pack behind him. Look at the fight going on behind him. Jay Daniels has broken away from it. If the camera wouldn't keep getting lost, it'd be easier to follow. Actually, won't follow Nick Bailey, but look at this as they chase down the lines to Jay Daniels 5, Toby Owen in 6th, Josh Quincy 7, Brendan Van Eden is going to come home in 8th, with Nick Bailey taking the 9th place spot. There's Colin Dunn in 10th, JP McKinley for Celtic Bromance in 11th, Quincy Shobito takes the 12th place position for Full Send, Chris Callahan in 13th, Kiki Mack in 14th, Jakob Sterber, race 1 winner, comes home in 15th position. Gary Cooper comes home in 16th. Jason Powell, he's out there somewhere. There he is. He's going to come home in 17th place. Matt Webb has already finished. He's a lap down. And there we go. So 18th downwards were a lap behind. So Matt Webb came home in 18th position. Lewis Kent in 19th. Vendy Swarbrick 20th. Stu Neal 21. Andrew Whitehead 22. We lost 4 drivers in that. My word. Whew, that was a lot for me to shout about. But what a series of races we have had tonight, ladies and gentlemen. It's been a great way to open the VTCC 3rd season. Who is going to come and join me? I do hope that we have some drivers haul themselves from the driver's room to come and have a chat with me. It's not obligatory, they don't have to. But it's always nice to have a natter with our drivers. Our podium 3 at least. But at the moment, no one is making themselves available, which, like I said, is absolutely fine. Oh, goodness me, a lot of words being spoken, I would imagine, because there were quite a few incidents. A little surprising. We don't tend to find that many explosive accidents that we've seen tonight. Yeah, I'm not laying blame or pointing fingers at anyone for anything. It's just a little bit unusual. So the stewards are going to have a few things to do. And we have been joined by a Race 3 winner. Andrew Gellone. Well, you've been towards the sharper end all night, but you did the usual Gellone thing. Started well and ran off.
Yeah, clearly I've been playing Puddle Finding Simulator a lot more than everyone else. The BMW is obviously good in the wet, so I kind of had that as a good start. I missed the first lap in qualifying, which probably put me in pole, but didn't manage to get away with it and put it on seconds on the second lap, so kind of got away with that as well. But yeah, the BMW is strong off the line, obviously, and it's strong in the wet, so it was just a case of keeping it all together, creating a comfortable gap, and I didn't think that there was any chance that pitting would be the optimal strategy, but people were talking about it, and I thought, am I missing something? Even though there was a massive dry line through pretty much most of the track towards like the last quarter of the race, or even the last half, it was still so greasy and slippery. I mean, it wasn't particularly very comfortable and wet, so if people changed, then I can't imagine they had a fantastically fun time out there, to be honest. But yeah, race 1 was not the ideal start. A little bit messy going into turn 2 there. But kind of happy with the recovery drive. It went well. Managed to get back up the grid again, fill in some points. Race 2 was a bit better. Obviously, it was a random grid, so I started at the back. So again, that was a bit of a not a battle, but it was a challenge to get to the front end. But yeah, just kind of happy for scoring teams, because Slacker Alex, and obviously dropping out each time, is you're gonna have to sort out his internet. We need him on the front.
Well, I mean, you're very much carrying the banner for Ambition Racing. So next time out is Zhuhai. What's your thoughts towards the Chinese? Well, I was going to say Chinese Classic, but it's not a commonly known circuit outside of China, I don't think. What are your thoughts towards that one?
I hope it's not very well known, because I know it quite well, so it might have a bit of track time advantage over people, perhaps. But again, it might be one that suits the BMW. I don't really know. I don't think there's a massive difference really between any of the cars. I think the calendar has been built with the different cars in mind. So some tracks will favour some cars, other tracks will favour the other cars. So it should balance itself out quite nicely throughout the season. So I'm looking forward to it. It's good fun.
Excellent stuff, and I've always looked forward to talking to you handsome Scotsman, you. And
bless you.
Very much look forward to doing so again. Good luck for the remainder of the season. Thank you very much, Andrew Gillone.
Thank you.
Guten Abend, Herr Moll.
Guten Abend. I was waiting for it.
I cannot disappoint you with my one and only German phrase. Well,
You could never disappoint me.
what on earth was going on with those 30-second penalties?
Well, in the first, I'm just looking at the replay because I want to report that. I was basically involved in a crash and had to take evasive maneuvers off track to avoid them. And the game thought, wait a minute, you're not allowed to do that, and wanted me to give the positions back 3 times in the first 2 races. And that's why I ended up with 32 and 2:37.
I see. So
Yeah.
I did say that the stewards are likely to have a lot to talk about, but you were generally knocking on the door of the podium every single time. So that's great to see, and that's a great, full send must be very happy with you.
I hope so. Yeah, I was, like you said, knocking on the door, but so far I haven't let been in. Let's try better next time for that. So high is a very strong circuit for me. I have a lot of practice there, so I'm sure we'll be good there.
I personally love Zhuhai. It's one of these tracks that aren't necessarily too well known, but I love it personally. So I'm very much looking forward to practicing my German with you again. Tolles Rennen, mein Freund. Thank you very much, David Moll.
Sehr gut gemacht. Dankeschön.
We have the founder, the Lord and Saviour. It is Toby Owen has jumped in the box with us. Hello, Toby.
Good evening, Chris. And,
Well-
thank you once again for an excellent stream. Really entertaining.
Always a pleasure, never a chore. And wow, did everybody give me a lot to shout about? I was warned I'd have a lot to shout about, and they did not disappoint. Well, a mixed night for you, sir.
Yes, I mean, as a participant, obviously a little bit disappointed with race 1, having qualified much higher than I was expecting to. And then, there was quite a few incidents in this one, which is obviously not what the VTCC is about. Not typical of the VTCC, actually. That calmed down a lot in race 2 and 3. But sadly, I was caught up in one of those incidents in the first race and had to pit to repair damage, which put me to the very back. So, not ideal. Race 2 was much better. Good midfield pack battles, but everyone was on such a similar pace. I couldn't get up the field because the guys in front of me were running the same pace as I was. Race 3 was obviously brilliant. That was great fun.
Did you run out of tyres, sir? Because you were right up there again, sort of 5th or 6th, and then it kind of went a bit away from you a little bit. Although you just were in constant packs. Were your tyres rather like bubblegum by the end?
The front left certainly was, yeah. But I mean, as soon as the conditions started to dry out a little bit and it was a bit more changeable, those BMWs just absolutely flew by. There was no stopping them. So, a couple of guys, a couple of BMWs got past me. And then I think it was Brendan that I was battling with for a lot of the last 5 minutes. I think his tyres had gone as well, to be honest. So we were just trying to not hit each other in the braking zones. But it was great fun.
Absolutely, and Zhuhai is one of those tracks that doesn't have a long... Well, the start finish straight is a decent length, but there's lots of changes of direction, which the BMWs aren't a great fan of. So are we looking to a stronger performance from the front-wheel drive cars, do you think?
I think over one lap, potentially. I think as soon as there's a sniff of a slipstream, there's a lot of big braking zones, which the BMWs are going to very much enjoy.
True enough. Right, well, good luck for the remainder of the season, and thank you as always for organising this incredible series and everything that the VTCC does. We have you very much to thank for leading the way. Thank you very much, Toby Owen.
And just a quick shout out as well to say thank you to our new series sponsors as well, GoBobby.uk. They've got their banners on all of our, their logos on all of our windscreen banners. They help make the cars look as fantastic as they do, and please do check them out. Great web services provider as well.
Amen to that. Thank you very much to Go Bobby for their continued support, and thank you very much, Toby Owen. And that is going to be it for tonight. Thank you very much to those that have been with us throughout the stream. Always a pleasure to have you on board. And thank you to those that have watched post-event. You are just as welcome. Next week, as mentioned, is Zhuhai, a very twisty track in China, but as I have no doubt will provide some amazing moments. Do join us, same time, same place. Thank you very much, and good night.